RPN, Radio Philippines Network Incorporated, DXKO. 1368 sa dial sa inyong radyo. RPN DXKO, ang Radyo Ronda, dili sa Laglayan sa Cagayan de Oro. Sibiyahan na may galaon sa katawan, andang mo serbisyo sa tanan. Ang RPN DXKO Radyo Ronda, sakop sa KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Lord, look upon me with eyes of mercy. May your healing hand rest upon me. May your life-giving powers flow into every cell of my body and into the depths of my soul, cleansing, purifying, restoring me to wholeness and strength for service in your kingdom. Amen.
Are you a Filipino living in Middle East, Europe, Asia and the Pacific, USA or Canada? You are our story. You are our Filipinos World. The Filipinos World Saturday every 4 to 5 p.m. only here on RPN DXKO 1368 Teleradio. Hosted
Good afternoon, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and to the Filipinos across the globe. Assalamualaikum to our Muslim brothers and sisters. This is your TFW Agnes, and you are watching live for the Filipinos World. We are broadcasting live from Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines, powered by RPN DXKO Teleradio. We are also live streaming in Facebook via facebook.com/RPN Cagayan de Oro 1368. And for those who are watching right now in their Facebook, you may like and share to all your friends and families. Happy viewing to the Worldwide Filipino Alliance, Pandaigdigang Alyansa ng Pilipino Incorporated, based in Davao, Mindanao. To the President Romeo Lagahit, the Vice President Emmanuel Roldan, to their Secretary General Maria Fe Hagna and Financial Officer Sandra Elezaga, and to the representative from members abroad based in USA, Professor Cesar Torres. Belated happy birthday to Felix Gallinero in Canada, Judith Siliore and Cynthia Yanez, and to all the February celebrants. Happy birthday. Today is February 27, 2021, Saturday, and it is the Independence Day of Dominican Republic. It is also the World NGO Day. The World NGO Day was born in London, the brainchild Marcus Leors Scadmanis. It is the international calendar day held on 27 February every year to celebrate, commemorate, and collaborate with the various NGOs around the globe. Officially recognized and declared by the 12 member countries of the 9th Baltic Sea NGO Forum of the Council of the Baltic Sea in 2010, and first time marked by the UN, the EU leaders and international organizations in 2014. Join me this afternoon, our guest co-host, Mr. Nazh-Far Mariwa Berganio. Good afternoon, Nazh.
Good afternoon, Miss Agnes, and to the Filipinos worldwide, especially to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Today's episode, we will be discussing about the tales of two Filipinos abroad. We have two guests who will share their life stories as overseas Filipino workers. On the first segment, Mr. Paul Zuzon, the managing director of Brylee Care, will share his story on how he landed as entrepreneur in the United Kingdom after a thorough decision working as a Filipino nurse in the UK on his segment From Nurse to Entrepreneur in the UK. And on the second segment, let us hear from a hardcore OFW advocate, Mr. Ronald Bong Concha, who is based in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Mr. Concha will share how he helped thousands of overseas Filipino workers and how he survived from COVID-19 after 3-month confinement in the hospital. Live from Saudi Arabia on his segment, an OFW advocate and a COVID-19 survivor. So please stay tuned with us. This portion is brought to us by Lab Modul. We'll pause for a break and we will continue and we will be right back.
Modal manufactures a highly distinctive and exclusive range of interior solutions that combines functional excellence with design appeal. Solutions with integrated, innovative, ergonomic features to well-designed workplaces. Our company is based on the inherent values that shape the core of who we are. It is through our living values that we continue to fulfill the promise of our ideal and environmental design standards. Each and every groundbreaking product we've introduced over the years has been the result of our team's hard work and dedication to provide our absolute best to who we care most about, who is our customers. Whether the job is big or small, our team is used to solving complicated tasks and makes sure to get projects to successful completion. Whether it is local or global. This is why Labmodal is known as one of Europe's leading manufacturers of innovative system solutions for devices used in laboratory facilities, hospitals, and educational facilities. Solutions that can be easily adapted to the growing needs and workflows demands of the future. Labmodal, designing safe.
For your hospital chemical storage, classroom interior design, school furniture storage units, fume cupboards for schools, hospital system cabinets, please get in touch with Labmodul via email at info@labmodul.com or visit the website at www.labmodul.com. Welcome back, and you are still watching us live here in the Filipinos World. According to the 2013 Commission on Filipinos Overseas estimates, there were around 10.24 million Filipinos living or working in more than 200 countries or territories, 48% of whom with immigrants or legal permanent residents abroad. 41% were temporary migrants or those stay abroad as work dependent, including the sea-based workers, and 11% are irregular immigrants or migrants or those abroad without a valid residence or work permit. It should be noted that while some 1.8 million Filipinos go abroad for employment every year, the number of permanent residents abroad exceeds that of the overseas Filipinos workers who only have short-term cyclical work overseas and usually return to the Philippines after 2 years. The 10 countries with the highest number of overseas Filipinos are the United States, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Malaysia, Canada, Australia, Italy, United Kingdom, Qatar, and Singapore. This afternoon, join me again in welcoming the guest co-host of the Filipinos World, who is the president and COO of Ako Bakwit Incorporated. He is the 2021 National Director for Lead Cluster for the Jesus Chamber International Philippines, and he is the 2019 Chairperson for the Search of 10 Outstanding Young Men in the Philippines, mga ka-TFWs, Mr. Nazh-Far Mariwa Berganio. Magandang hapon ulit, Naz. Your audio, I think. Hello.
I'm sorry. Thank you again, Miss Agnes, and good afternoon once again, the Filipinos World. My name is Nazh-Far Mariwa Berganio, and I'm broadcasting live from Cainta, Rizal. What are the reasons why Filipinos work abroad? It could be due to high income or salary, high unemployment in the Philippines, unstable economic conditions, pressure from family or peer influence, enhancement of career and professional marketing globally, discrimination when applying for jobs locally, let's say, for example, about age, personality, religion, etc., opportunity to travel abroad and globally, lack of public support for local entrepreneurs, personal dream, or maybe the trend now. It is believed that Filipinos found to be the most hardworking and dedicated workforce in the parts of the world. Our guest this afternoon, mga kaibigan, is a registered nurse and a respiratory therapist who eventually became the managing director of Brylee Care in the UK, one of the prominent staffing agencies for the nurses, carers, and other healthcare workers in the UK. Mga ka-TFWs, join me in welcoming Mr. Paul Zuzon, live from London, United Kingdom. Maayong buntag, sir. Welcome to the Filipinos World. Kumusta po kayo?
Maayong buntag, Naz. Maayong buntag, Agnes.
Maayong buntag.
Maayong buntag sa tanan. Thank you for having me. First of all, I would like to thank our Lord God for keeping us all safe and for continually bestowing upon us His blessings. I know it has been a difficult time for everybody around the globe, but I do believe deep in my heart that we will have some normality back in our lives very, very soon.
Okay.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this event. It's truly an honor and privilege.
Right. Okay.
You're welcome, sir. Well, first, sir, let's have a brief background who you are. No, is Mr. Zuzon is before he came the managing director of Brylee Care, you were a registered therapist for 5 years, then a nurse for 3 years working in a hospital. Then you became a clinical instructor for a year, and then shifted doing your own business into buying and selling second-hand cars in General Santos City. Year 2009, you applied for a student visa and paid the recruitment agency based in Davao for around 400,000 pesos just for you to go to the United Kingdom. Tell us about your life experience when you arrived in the UK and your journey that you went through.
Yes, I was actually buying and selling second-hand cars in Davao City. So it was a business that I learned from my parents and my dad's dad and his uncles. Yep. So talking about my journey and my experience coming to the UK. So on the 3rd of August 2009, I arrived in the UK on a student's visa through a recruitment agency based in Davao, but it's actually mainly based in Oxford, in Oxfordshire, here in the UK. So I was on an NVQ in health and social care with an organization that I even forgot the name of. So in line with my NVQ3, I was working as a carer in a care home in Grimsby, which is located in Northeast Lincolnshire. So after 3 months, I was promoted to a senior carers position. So I'm just gonna narrate my story on my first year when I arrived in the UK. Yep. So when I was promoted after 3 months to a senior carers position, it was at this point that I was telling myself that I could do better than this. I was telling myself, I don't want to work as a healthcare assistant or as a carer all my life. My goal of coming to the UK is to become a qualified nurse. So that's what I did. So on September 2010, I pursued my dream of becoming a UK qualified nurse and self-funded for my overseas nursing program with City University of London. So ako ang kita sa ako ang buy and sell, buying and selling of second-hand cars. That's what I used to self-fund for my overseas nursing program with City University of London. So going back to my overseas nursing program experience, so I pursued my ONP or my overseas nursing program with City University of London, which I have finished in 4 months instead of 6. I did my ONP placement in a nursing home in Brig, which is in North Lincolnshire. And then, with God's grace, I qualified as a UK registered nurse on the 23rd of February 2011. And then, with God's grace again, Nazh, I landed a job as a staff nurse in a nursing home in Chigwell, which is in Essex. So I moved to Chigwell from the Midlands on June of 2011. And at this point, my Tier 2 visa application was lodged by my immigrations advisor back then. But on November 2011, Nazh, Agnes, I was told by my immigrations advisor that my Tier 2 visa application was denied. It was denied under the new points-based system of the UK's Home Office. So I was devastated, obviously, because I did work hard of becoming a UK qualified nurse. So I was advised to go back to the Philippines and apply for a new Tier 2 visa there. And so I did. So I had to go back to the Philippines, stay there for 4 months. I actually went back doing my old business, buying and selling second-hand cars. Nawili pagani ko ato. I was actually satisfied with it. But after 4 months, I heard the good news from my immigrations advisor that my Tier 2 visa application was granted. So I came back to the UK on the 25th of February 2012. And I was fortunate enough to be hired again by the same employer that initially hired me, which is the nursing home in Chigwell, Essex. Yep. So there I started again as a staff nurse and worked my way up to become a team lead. Then I eventually became their clinical lead. So I spent almost 5 years of my life working in this home, of which I have immensely helped improve their CQC rating over the years. So when I started working for this nursing home, the home was in the CQC's critical list. So I have helped the management and the team improve their CQC rating to a good rating. So the CQC is what you call the Care Quality Commission here in the UK. So they are the ones regulating nursing homes and even hospitals and other healthcare facilities in the UK. So amidst this, when I was promoted as the clinical lead, I still had the hunger of progressing my career further because I've always been an entrepreneur by heart. So I was a nurse by profession, but I've always been an entrepreneur by heart. So I landed as an assistant general manager. It's not a business, by the way, but it was furthering or progressing my career. So I landed a job as an assistant general manager of a nursing home in Enfield, North London. So that was the peak of my career. So working as an assistant general manager of this nursing home in Enfield, after a year, I then transitioned into managing the company's community 8-bedded high dependency unit, of which I did set up. So it is called Willows High Dependency Unit. So we had the prestige of running this unit because, we had the prestige of having and running the one and only community high dependency unit in the whole of Middlesex that offered level 2 and level 3 healthcare services. Yep. So when I say level 2 and level 3 healthcare services, we were taking care of patients with neurovascular and respiratory problems. So we were taking care of patients in a prolonged disorder of consciousness state or in a vegetative state. And we were taking care of patients with tracheostomies, ventilated and non-ventilated. So at this point in time as well, I was also offered a permanent full-time employment in the position of a registered nurse, assistant director of nursing, or ADON, in Carlsbad, New Mexico, United States of America. So I have been waiting for this for 8 years back then. So that was a very difficult time for me to decide, Agnes and Nazh, because I've been waiting for this for a long time. So it took me 2 months to decide if I would push through with this offer. So I was offered a salary of almost 69,000 USD per annum to manage, to be an assistant nursing director in a rehabilitation facility in Carlsbad. So after 2 months, obviously, I decided to stay in the UK. But that was very difficult for me. I had to ask a lot of my friends, my relatives who are in the US, but I decided to come. And me and my wife decided at that point of time to buy a house instead here in the UK. So we bought a brand new built house on June of 2018. And then at that point, I was telling myself, now there's no turning back. There's no reason for me to go to the States because we bought a house already here in the UK. So moving further, after a year of managing this high dependency unit, it was a very successful run. You know, I did enjoy managing this unit. I was very proud of creating this unit because we had the prestige of running the one and only high dependency unit in the community in the whole of Middlesex. So I did the marketing for this unit, the recruitment. I outsourced the training for the staff, upskilled our staff as well. But at that point, I was still telling myself, I want to be a business owner. I want to create my own staffing agency. So fortunate enough, one of my Filipino friend invited me to a business mastermind. Yep. So I joined this mastermind. It was a business mastermind that was conducted in a span of 3 months. So with this mastermind, I learned the foundations of becoming a business owner. I learned the foundations of creating your own business. So on November and December of 2018, I started doing my business plan. I also started joining business conferences like the 10X UK tour, which was conducted by the #1 sales trainer in the world, Grant Cardone. This was second week of November. So that as well has changed my life for the better.
Right.
So
Paul,
it has immense, yeah.
okay, just to
So it
cut
has
you because we are a bit running in time. You seem to be a very persistent person with your dreams and aspirations in life as you've worked there in UK. And now you have the Brylee care. This is supposed to be a question from Nazh to you. How did you manage to put up your own staffing agency at that blank point and eager to be an entrepreneur from being a nurse then to an entrepreneur right now? Ano yung motibo at ano yung persistence na nasa puso mo na kailangan I want to become a boss, not just because saying that I want to become a boss of my own, but of course you have a mission to help the Filipinos also in the UK.
Firstly, I told myself, I was asking myself actually at that point of time, do you want to be an employee for the rest of your life? And since we bought a brand new built house, It was not that was not cheap. Uh, I calculated that if I work as a nurse, I would work until the age of 60 until I pay off my mortgage.
Right.
So I told myself, I cannot live a life like that. Yeah. And I've always been planning to create my own agency for the past 3 or 5 years because I was inspired as well by a fellow Filipino entrepreneur here in the UK. He's doing well. He owns a very big, one of UK's leading recruitment agencies called Comfort Healthcare Services. So he's one of my role models. So he is one of the people that has inspired me to create my own agency. So what I did, I found the right mentor. I invested in workshops, seminars, and programs for me to learn the ins and outs of how to start my own staffing agency. So I have invested thousands of pounds, to be honest. So I even went to a point that I have to loan money from my bank just to invest in their seminars, conferences, and trainings. So it was very worth it, Ines. And then one of the driving forces that pushed me to create my own staffing agency is because when I was working as a nurse, I was also working as an agency nurse for 3 different agencies. Yeah. So I found out that I have realized that they had flaws within their system. I also realized that I was just a number to them. I realized that I wasn't well taken care of. All they cared about was the numbers that I put in, the shifts that I have done for them. There was no follow-ups. There was no aftercare.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the reason why I created my own agency. I wanted to ensure that I will not only take care of my clients, but I would also take care of our staff.
Right.
That's why the caption of my company is, "We are the agency that truly cares."
Right. Okay. We will be flashing on about Brylee later. Nazh, you have some questions to Paul you want to address?
Yeah, Ma'am Agnes. Well, sir, you not only about you owned a staffing agency, right? You also franchised Spoon and Rice, a Filipino street food. Tell us about this, because you actually pushed your limits to expand your entrepreneurial ability by helping out our Filipino kababayan in the UK. How do you care for this action without compromising your business?
I did help our fellow kababayan here in the UK by providing them jobs. You know, I can give you a perfect example. So we have Ken. He is from General Santos City, actually. He was working in the hospitality sector for the past 7 years. He was supervising a famous restaurant in London. But obviously, when the pandemic struck, he was laid off. So he was jobless for 6 months, and then he found Brylee Care. He had no experience whatsoever working as a healthcare assistant, but I told him, I will help you. So we organized all his trainings for him to be compliant and start working as a caterer. So now he's working as a caterer now, and he is earning quite what you call it, sufficient amount of money every month. So with the Spoon and Rice franchise, I did buy 2 franchises from the company, but obviously because of the pandemic, the franchises are gazebo type street food businesses. So it's still yet to be operational. So hopefully in the next coming months, it will be operational.
Okay. Paul, if there are words of wisdom you want to share to our Filipino migrant workers in the UK and among other Filipinos who think that life in the UK, in USA, or in Europe, where migration is mostly available or open, please let our kababayans know of that. And this is also your parting words to the Filipinos world.
Oh, yes. I just want to share the habits that have helped me grow my business, okay? And it has actually helped me in all areas of my life, okay? Instill this one in your daily lives, and I can guarantee you, it will help you in whatever areas of your life, not only in your business. So number 1 habit is to take action immediately. Okay? If it's worth doing, I do believe that you have to do it now. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is now. Okay? Number 2 habit, you have to hit your targets. So never reduce your target and do whatever is necessary for you to achieve it. So do not be hindered by any obstacle that is in front of you. Now, we Filipinos are known to be resilient. Yeah? I mean, look at Manny Pacquiao. Look at the famous businessman in the Philippines. It wasn't an easy journey for each and one of them. They had obstacles along the way. Number 3, keep statistics on vitals. If it's important, measure it. So meaning you have to always be on top of your numbers, your weekly sales, monthly sales, the number of hours that your staff are doing on a daily basis, and so on and so forth. Number 4, you have to abide with the 80-20 rule. Now, this is also called the Pareto principle. You can look it up online. So this has helped me in a way as well to grow my business. So the meaning of the 80-20 rule is 20% of the work that you have put into your business has to pay for the 80% that doesn't. Yep. Number 5, you have to make decisions. Okay? In business, there is no maybe. You only have 2 options when making decisions. It's either a yes or a no. As a business owner, every day you will be making critical decisions. Every 5 minutes, every day. You cannot wait for an hour or even a day to decide. You have to decide right there. And then it's not a maybe. It has to be a yes or a no. Number 6, you have to beat the sun up. One of my favorite habits. For the first year of growing my business, I was waking up 5 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. So getting an early start on the day is crucial for you to grow your business. Not only that you can do more, you are ahead of your competitors. While your competitors are still sleeping, if they wake up at 9 in the morning, you are ahead of them 3 to 4 hours. You have made decisions already. You have put in the hours to grow your business, and so on and so forth. Number 7, repeat successful actions. You have to double down that has worked for you. So it's like working out in the gym. If you have a workout program that worked for you for 6 months or 1 year, why change it?
Right.
So it's the same in business. It applies with your businesses.
Sure.
Number
Okay.
8, cut out the nonsense. So I love mountain biking, basketball, martial arts, boxing. So I had to sacrifice all of them because my main aim and my main goal is to grow my business.
Mm-mm.
Number 9, acknowledge strangers. You have to go out of your way to acknowledge someone you don't know. So when I joined workshops, I actually met my business partner in that workshop that I haven't met in my life. I also met somebody that has become our affiliated training provider. Number 10, be courageous. So like me, I took the bold courage to quit my 60K job, managing a high dependency unit, because I wanted to be a business owner. So those are the 10 habits that you can apply to your lives. And that's what I can impart to the Filipinos all over the world.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul, and please continue to be the inspiration of the Filipinos in the world and always in UK and all over the world. The hard work. You're a self-made man, and it made us also inspired that we can be like you somehow, someday. Thank you so much. Live from London, United Kingdom, the Managing Director of Brylee Care, Mr. Paul Zuzon. Magandang umaga, Paul. Maayong buntag.
May buntag, salamat sa tanan, and may God bless us all. Thank you, Nazh. Thank you, Agnes.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
And God bless you too. Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Paul Zuzon, for that very inspiring stories that you have shared to the Filipinos all over the world, and being, someone to look up to with regards to from a nurse and now an entrepreneur. Nazh, we will pause for a short break, and we will see you on the finale. We will be right back.
Hi, Marnie. I'm really sorry, Marnie. Hello? Yeah, I'm good. I was actually live on RPS.
In Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Miss Evan Sumanga, John Godfrey de la Rosa, Mr. Paul Madriaga, Caven Ligaspe, and to all Kaagapay's OFW watching and tuning right now with us here in the Filipinos World. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. There are about 520,000 OFWs displaced by the pandemic that continues to plague the economies around the globe. The whole of the Middle East region has the highest recorded cases of infection among OFWs at 7,844 as of January 13. The region also recorded the highest number of deaths among OFWs, which stood at 3,697. Qatar reported the single biggest number of cases at 3,873 with 14 new COVID cases among OFWs. The founder of Kaagapay Ako ng OFW, Ronald Bong Concha, was contracted by COVID-19 and was confined in the hospital for 3 months. Join me here live from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Bong Concha. Magandang umaga, Bong. Salamat sa pag-unlak dito sa The Filipinos World. Kumusta ka?
Good morning po, Miss Agnes, at maraming salamat po sa inyong pag-imbita sa akin dito sa inyong programa. Sa awa po ng Panginoon at ako po ay nagpapalakas pa, although ang aking pong paghingal ay nandiyan pa, malakas pa, at bakat na bakat pa sa aking mukha yung mga nangyari po, yung mga ginamit po nung ako po ay na-intubate, natabuhan. So hindi pa ho nawawala yan sa aking mga mukha. And at the same time, parang may hematoma pa itong aking left side face nito, and also itong sa aking taas, na dala po ng 3 araw po mahigit na pagkakatulog po. Yung ako po ay heavily sedated po noong that time, and yan po yung effect po ng aking COVID. At pero yung sabi nga ng mga nurses doon sa hospital sa akin yung pinakamabigat po na problema ay nawala na sa akin sa ngayon. Kaya ako po ay ito nakabalik po. Okay. At sa aking gawain bilang isang advocate po.
Right, Bong. Salamat naman sa Diyos at ngayon isa ka ng you look healthy. I think you really had recovered. Kabong, isa ka sa tinaguriang haligi ng mga OFWs dahil sa mga advocacy at pagtulong mo sa mga nakaraming OFWs sa Middle East, at siguro masasabi natin sa buong mundo, halos 14 na taon ka na sa larangan ng pagtulong ng mga OFWs. Paano ang isang Bong Concha dumanas noong ikaw ay nakipaglaban ng COVID-19, at ano ang mga naglalaman sa iyong isip sa pag-asang mabigyan ka pa ng panibagong buhay or pagkakataong mabuhay?
Isa po sa mga talagang hindi natin malilimutan po nung panahon na yun na ako ay nahawa ng corona, talagang dumanas po ako ng hirap po sa loob po ng hospital, kung saan ako po ay na-confine for almost 3 months po. Right. From October hanggang October 13 hanggang December 20 po ng panahon nitong 2020, and 1 month po doon sa pagka-confine ko na yon ay nagugol po sa loob po ng ICU. Nawalan po ako ng pag-asa that time kasi ang kalaban po natin, since tayo po ay nasa ibang bansa, yun pong nawalan po ako ng connection sa family. Yan po yung isang biggest po na problema ang kinaharap ko that time. Hindi ko po inisip yung dami po ng karayom na naitusok sa katawan ko, yung dami po na nakasaksak sa aking mga braso, kamay, mga aparatos na nakasaksak po sa aking mukha. Talagang lahat po yung ginagawa ko, pero wala po talagang hihigit po yung trauma na naranasan ko nung malayo po ko, nawalan po ako ng koneksyon sa aking mga mahal sa buhay. Kasi pag ikaw ay COVID at nasa loob ka na ng ICU, wala na pong ibang mga kapasok doon kundi maliban doon sa mga doktor at mga nurses na nag-aasikaso sa iyo. Isa po yan sa pinakamatinding naranasan ko po noon. Dumating po ko sa punto noon, naglalaro sa isip ko noon na siguro na isama na yung pangalan ko doon sa listahan sa DFA na mga nagkaroon ng COVID. And naiisip ko na po nung that time na yun na iuwi na ako sa kanya ng 1 taon. At pagdating sa Pilipinas ay ikikremate na. Dumating po sa punto na yun na naisip ko po yung ganoong bagay. Kasi nawalan na ako ng chance dahil po hirap na po ako nun dahil po yung sakit po na coronavirus po, lalo na sa katulad ko po na nasa may kaedaran na rin ako at mayroon akong mga chronic disease. Kaya madali po akong nahawa noon. Kaya nagkaroon po ng pneumonia yung aking lungs kung saan na talagang nagmuntik-muntikan na po ako. Lalo na po nung kinikwento sa akin na may bahay ko, nung time na ako po ay na-intubate na at ilang araw na akong walang malay, medyo nagpanic na rin po sila. Nabanggit nga sa akin ng misis ko yun na nung time na yun na sinabihan na lang sila na maghintay na lang ng miracle sa nangyari sa akin kasi alam po natin po itong sakit na ito kung ikaw po ay may chronic disease medyo may kahirapan na makabawi ka lalo pat ako po ay nung time na yun ay natubuhan na. Kaya matinding paghihirap po at trauma po yung naranasan ko ng time na yun. Kaya lang, dumating pa ho sa punto na pag ikaw po ay nasa loob po ng ICU, may tinatawag po sila na ICU delirium kung saan lahat po ng mga hindi mo maiisip ay papasok po sa iyong kamalayan yung pong mga nangyayari po sa iyo na halos makita mo na yung sarili mo ay almost face death po sa loob po ng 1 buwan na yun at talagang nakapanghina po yun. Natotoo lang po Miss Agnes no, dumating po ako sa point na yun na sumuko na po ako bilang isang tao dahil hindi na po kinaya ng aking katawan nung sobrang pagod po na naramdaman ko, dagdag pa yung trauma ng utak. Kaya nakiusap pa ako sa doktor nung naalala ko na ako ay emergency killing na. Nagsabi po ako sa doktor ng ganoon. 2 beses lalo na po yung hindi ko alam kung paano ko nakuha yung information na namatay yung aking anak. Kasi during that time na ako po ay nagkaroon po ng corona, marami po akong nahawaan na tao. Unang-una po yung aking mag-ina, nahawa po sila. Yung aking misis po nagkaroon po rin ng corona at as well yung aking 12-year-old na anak. Then nahawaan ko rin yung isang aking kasama sa bahay, yung aking kasama sa advokasya at 2 welfare officer ng OWA sa Jeddah. Kasi nung that time na ako po ay nagkaroon na ng problema na nasa denying stage po ako noon. Nag-cover pa ako ng repatriation noong October na yon and nandoon po ako sa consulate Frances at umakyat po ako ng office ng OWA kung saan hindi ko naman, siyempre, nasa denying stage tayo na nagkaroon tayo, nagkakalat tayo. So, yun nga po, nung time na meron po nagbigay ng information sa akin na namatay po yung aking anak dahil nga po sa COVID, talagang nakiusap ako sa doktor na huwag na lang nila akong pakialaman that time. Pinikit ko na po ang mata ko. If I may remember, no, mga 4 na araw po yun na hindi na po ako bunidilat noon. Pero buhay po yung kamalayan ko noon at nararamdaman ko po yun. Marami pong pumapak sa isipan ko. Hanggang sa hindi ko alam na gumawa po pala ng paraan yung mga ibang lahi ng mga nurses doon na hinanap po yung aking file at kinontak po yung aking may bahay na nung time na yun ay nagpapagaling na dahil na hospital din po siya at kinundo po siya ng ambulansya. Parehas po kami mag-asawa. So ngayon, sinabihan po yung aking mitit na yung pong tinanong po yung aking miss kung totoo po na namatay yung aking anak. So doon po nagkaroon ng chance na itong mga nurse nito na nabuksan po yung messenger kasi doon po sa ICU wala ka ng access, wala kang cellphone, wala ka lahat nung kundi nandoon ka lang sa loob ng isang 4 na sulok ng kwarto ng ICU. So nagulat po ako nung nakita ko, nung nakausap ko yung misis ko that time. That was the first na nakausap ko ulit ang aking pamilya, ang aking may bahay. At nakita ko buhay na buhay yung anak ko. So that's the time na ako po ay bumalik po yung sigla po ng katawan ko. Tinulungan po ako ng mga nurses na yun. Pinaliguan nila ako na doon sa loob mismo sa higaan ko. At para po bumalik po yung sigla ko. So within a week po, lumakas po yung sigla ko. Yung aking, bumalik po yung aking lakas. Nagkaroon po ako ng inspirasyon. At nung time po yun ng kalagitnaan ng November, yung swab test ko noon, ay nag-negative na po ako noon. Kaya po ako nagkaroon ng chance na halagang nalabas po ako sa ICU at ako po ay nilagay sa regular ward, although itong ward po na ito ay para po sa mga positive at suspected pa ng COVID. Kaya yun po yung pinagdaanan ko po na talagang yung pasasalamat ko sa ating Panginoong Hesus na nabigyan ako ng pagkakataon na mabuhay at makapagsilbing muli at makabalik muli sa ating lipunan. At ito nga pong nung nakabalik ako, nalaman ko na lang yung pagdarasal po ng mga tao na nagmamahal po sa atin ang isa sa pinakamalaking nakatulong sa atin.
Right. Medyo, alam mo, masakit ang karanasan mo, Bong, sa, pagiging isang COVID patient. Sino ang tumulong sa iyo financially, socially, physically, and about, comforting you also kasi wala ang pamilya mo? And kung meron ka mang natutunan doon sa karanasan mo bilang COVID patient, ano yun?
Okay. First, ako ay nagpapasalamat bukod po sa ating Panginoon na talagang siya ang may dahilan ng lahat nito at siya po nakatulong sa atin. Nagpapasalamat ako sa hospital ay sa kaharian ng Saudi Arabia kasi po yung pong pagkakaroon ko ng corona at ako po ay na-confine sa hospital, wala po akong ginastos kahit 5. Libre po iyon na pinagkaloob po ng kaharian ng Saudi Arabia at lahat po ng COVID, ikaw po ay expatriate o ikaw po ay Saudi nationals, lahat po yan pag ikaw po ay nagka-COVID, hindi po wala pong gagastusin ng isang tao na mako-confine po sa hospital. Kaya wala po kong ginastos doon kahit 5. At talagang ako'y nagpapasalamat doon dahil lahat po yun. Yung pong dami, siguro po kung sa Pilipinas may bayad yan, mahina po siguro dito yung milyon na gasto kasi po yung pagkaka-stay ko po sa hospital ng halos 3 buwan and 1 month sa ICU and iba't ibang mga antibiotics, gamot at aparatos na ginamit sa akin, malaking pera po yun. At yun ang aking libre po yung ano. Ngayon, nagbigay nga po ng lakas ng loob sa akin yung pong aking pamilya nung na-contact ko na sila. Alam niyo po, mabait po yung Panginoon na to, yung pong ginamit niya po nga yung nurse na yun na makontak yung aking misis at nakakausap ko na sila. At alam niyo po, nakatulong din sa akin po, nagbigay ng lakas sa akin yung mga nurses, yung mga nagtatrabaho po doon sa hospital na yun. Lalo pa yung mga hindi ko kilala na mga nurse. Nagtataka nga po, ito nga may share ko lang sa inyo, no? Nagtataka yung mga doktor doon at mga iba't ibang lahi ng mga nurses. Nagtataka sila, nasa ICU, restricted area, bawal po doon. Pero oras-oras po sa araw-araw, marami pong gumadalaw doon, tumisilip sa akin sa pintuan at sumakaway sila sa akin at isang nagpapapicture pa sila kahit nasa labas po sila ng ICU room, pero nakikita po ko sa salamin. Nagtaka yung mga doktor na sino itong, bakit kayo araw-araw nito, kaya tanong nila yung mga nurses, sino ba itong taong nasa loob ng ICU? Yun po, naikwento po ng mga nurse sa akin yun nung ako. Nagtatanong yung mga doktor sa rito, yung mga nurses, sino ka daw, bakit ka raw pinupuntahan ng iba't ibang mga nurses doon sa ICU, bawal doon pumunta. Pero siyempre, since nagkatrabaho sa hospital, nakapasok. Tinanong ko, ano po ang sinagot ninyo? Sinabi namin sa doktor na this guy is a very famous person here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You take care of him, ha? Yung sinabi nga nila doon sa Kaya, nagulat sila, kaya buong hospital po yung pumutok po sa hospital na yun na nakakonfine, nandoon po si Kabong, nakakonfine siya. Pinupuntahan ako, binibigyan ako ng prutas, tapos minsan sasabihin sa akin, kayo po yung rapid tool po ng Saudi Arabia. Marami silang mga sinasabing ganun sa akin. Kaya yun po yung nagbigay ng loob sa akin at pinaka-the best po talaga yung halos gabi-gabi ko na nakakausap yung aking pamilya, yung aking tatay, yung aking nanay, tsaka yung kapatid ko na nasa Amerika. Naaral ako, sinabi ang tatay ko, anak, hindi ko gusto na ako maglibing sa anak ko. dapat kayo ang maglilibing sa amin.
Oh.
Yan po ang naramdaman ko doon na nangyari sa akin.
Yeah. Okay, para rin sa kaalaman ng ating mga nanonood sa ngayon, no, si Bong ay isang GMA correspondent. Siya rin ay isang media person. Bilang media person at OFW, he'd been helping thousands, or I would say like hundreds of thousands of the overseas Filipinos, lalong-lalo na po sa Saudi Arabia. Bong, bakit ang OFW? So ngayon, balik ka na sa pagtulong. After being in the confined hospital for 3 months, you're back in helping the OFWs. Why the OFWs and what's your mission for the OFWs?
Alam niyo po, ako po ay naging OFW since 1991.
Yes.
So almost 30 years ago. 30 years na akong nasa Saudi Arabia, and siguro may calling tayo, no? Never been distressed kung nagkaroon ako ng problema dito bilang isang OFW. Naranasan ko yung mga typical na problema ng isang manggagawa sa kumpanya, and pero that is, siyempre normal yun po bilang isang OFW, company policy. Pero dumating po yung aking kamalayan o calling po sa pagsisilbi po ng ating mga kababayan noong 2016 2006 bilang isang miyembro ng media. Napansin ko yung pangangailangan, kakulangan ng tulong sa mga kababayan natin. Kasi aminin man natin, during that time, napakarami pong problema ng mga kababayan natin. Wala pa hong Facebook noon na nakarating po sa amin dito. Unang-unang simula po ako sa Jeddah, na talagang kailangan po na mayroong taga-push. Kasi ang ating, aminin man natin, yung mga ating pamahalaan, especially during that time na talagang maraming complaint na hindi po natutulungan itong mga kababayan natin ng mga biktima po ng mga labor malpractice, lalo-lalo na po itong mga nagtatrabaho sa bahay na talagang vulnerable po talaga sa exposed sa problema. So kaya po bigla pong dumating itong pagkakataon na ako po ay nagising po yung kamalayan ko, ako po ay nakapagsilbi at nagsimulang tumulong sa ating mga kababayan. Nagsimula po ako sa Jeddah hanggang sa nagkaroon po ng Facebook kung saan naabot ko po ang nung nagsimula po yung group page po ng Facebook. It was, I remember, 2009, 2010, naabot ko po yung Saudi Arabia. Hanggang sa ngayon po, lumawak po yung ating network. Kaya ang sinisilbihan po natin ngayon ay buong sektor na ng OFW. Hindi lang po sa Middle East, kundi sa Asia and sa Pilipinas as well. Kasi ang Kaagapay po ay ginawa ko po yan sa 3 dahilan po. Una, para makapagbigay po ng assistance sa mga nangangailangan ng mga OFW. Ikalawa po, para ma-empower po natin itong mga kababayan natin at ma-equip po sila sa kaalaman kung ano po ang karapatan nila at ano po yung dapat nilang gawin sakaling magkaroon sila ng problema. At yung ikatlo po, ito yung pong aming charity po. Yung pong providing assistance, lahat po ng klase ng problema ng OFW na inilalapit sa amin, kami po yung mensahero.
Yeah.
Okay, ipinarating po namin ito sa ating mga government attached agencies na para matugunan po yung kanilang mga problema. And sometimes sa aming level po, kung kaya po namin i-resolve ito, kami na po ang gumagawa. Naranasan po bilang isang advocate, naranasan ko po na magbuhat ng isang namatay sa panganganak. Yes, and marami pa ho kung mga ibang mga bagay na naranasan. Yung empowerment po, ito po yung isang pinakamabigat po na responsibility na ginagawa ko ngayon. Dahil binibigyan po natin ng tamang kaalaman, informasyon ng ating mga kababayan sa pamamagitan po ng aking social media site. Meron po akong Facebook page, group page, meron po akong YouTube channel, and ito pong huli yung pagbubukas ko po ng aking TikTok account.
Okay.
So, yan po ang ginagawa namin.
Maraming salamat, Bong. Bong, iisahin ko na yung dalawang tanong ko. Kung sakaling i-offer sa iyo mapabilang ka sa Department of Overseas Filipinos, tatanggapin mo ba yung offer na yon? At saka ano yung last few words mo para sa ating nanonood sa The Filipinos World? And by the way, I personally had worked with Bong sa pag-rescue ng mga OFWs doon sa Saudi Arabia. Okay, Bong, your words.
Okay. Siyempre, hindi ko malilimutan po yung pagkakataon po no, since nung nagsimula po yung pagbabalangkas po sa pagbubukas po ng Department of OFW. I was one of the 12 or 16 OFWs na officially na-invite ng ating Congress. Kasama po doon sa government reorganizations. Kaya umuwi ako ng Pilipinas to attend itong hearing sa Congress that time. At binuo po para buuin po itong Department of OFW. Pero tatanungin po niyo ako kung about this Department of OFW. Wala namang taong hindi gustong pumasok para makapagsilbi po sa Department of OFW. Pero hindi ko po naisip yan sa ganyan hanggang sa ngayon po. Wala po sa isip ko yung ako yung pera na papasok sa hindi ko po tatanggapin yun. Unang-una, ako po ay mas masarap po magtrabaho bilang isang advocate. Okay? Dahil ito pong trabaho ko po na ito, wala pong pwedeng sino mang mangingialam sa akin. Kasi once na nagtrabaho ka sa government, siyempre kontrolado ka na po. Hindi mo na magagawa yung gusto mong gawin. So, isa po sa pinakamahirap yung pagtulong po. Kung ikaw po ay kontrolado ng isang sistema, hindi mo po magagawa makatulong sa tao. Ako po ay kaya mananatili po akong advocate or maybe, although hindi ko sinasara yung pintuan, pero sa ngayon yan po ang akin nasa isip. Wala po sa isip ko na ako po ay pumasok po sa government service ng katulad po ng Department of OFW dahil gusto ko po malaya po nagagawa yung aking
Okay.
Then, yung huli po, ako po ay nagpapasalamat po sa ating mga kababayan. Unang-una po sa inyo po sa pag-i-invite nyo sa akin at para magbahagi po ko ng munting aking experiences bilang isang advocate at isang COVID survivor. Ako nagpapasalamat sa lahat po ng mga nanonood po sa inyo at harinaway magpatuloy po yung inyong programa at makapagbigay po kayo ng inspirasyon sa mga kababayan natin sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo at malaman po yung kanilang mga istorya ng buhay. At sa mga kababayan ko po sa Saudi Arabia, na nandito siyempre sa Saudi po ako, and sa buong gitnang silangan ng Asia, maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta at pagmamahal po na ibinigay sa akin. Ako po ay nakabalik at medyo tumataba na ako ng konti at ang aking pong advokasya ay magpapatuloy po. Lahat tandaan niyo po, ang advokasya po ng mga OFW advocates ay libre po. Wala po kaming sinasahod dito at sariling bulsa po namin lahat ng At higit sa lahat, maraming salamat po sa ating Panginoon sa pagbibigay sa atin. Salamat po.
Marami pong salamat. Live from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the founder of Kaagapay ng bawat OFWs, Mr. Ronald Bong Concha. Maraming salamat, Bong, at ingat ka. Ingat.
Maraming salamat din po.
Mabuhay ka.
Salamat po.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Time now is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Time is brought to you by RPNDXKO Teleradio, Rotary Club Calamba, 78 Diamond Incorporated, Team Humanity, Ako OFW, Barangay OFW, White Capital Foundation, Trinity Holistic Wellbeing Incorporated. We will be right back. Welcome back, and you're still watching us live here in the Filipinos World. I'd like to greet some friends watching with us right now here in Facebook. Miss Malu Kainia. Hi, Malu. Thank you for the bracelet and the earrings. Take care of Malu. Mr. Mon Garrido, Miss Mary Ann Morales Madriaga, Miss Majin Valucera watching from Ethiopia, Felix Gallinero from Canada, Mary Zeni Obeso, Glenda Basan, and Jao Bagarin. Okay, Nazh, are you still with us? Hi, Nazh.
Hi, my name is Agnes. Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, you
Well,
want to greet
anyway,
someone, Naz? Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Well, I just wanted to say hi to my family who's watching, my wife Yvette, my kids, Zaid and Zarif, and of course my in-laws in the New York, USA, Evelyn and Paul Hirsch, and then Ate Edlin and Kuya Rodolfo.
Oh,
And the chairman of Ako Bakwit, or Ate Samira Gutok, who's also watching right now live in Mindanao.
hi, Ma'am Zamira. We will put her on board again in the Filipinos World. Okay, Naz, can you do the favor?
Yeah, for comments and suggestions and feedbacks, ma'am, they can keep in touch via our email address at thefilipinosworld@gmail.com. They may also follow us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube channel, The Filipinos World. If you want to become one of our sponsors, please send us your intent via email, thefilipinosworld@gmail.com. If you also wanted your story to be featured in the Filipinos World and you believe you are one of the Filipinos who inspire other Filipinos, please let us know and write us your story and email via thefilipinosworld@gmail.com.
We wish to thank all our guests for today, Mr. Paul Zuzon, the Managing Director of Brylee Care UK, and Mr. Ronald Bong Concha, the founder of Kaagapay ng bawat OFWs, for gracing the episode on today's episode, The Tales of Two Filipinos Abroad. Next week, we will have guest Dr. Andrew Navin, the world economist based in London, UK, and the Undersecretary of Department of Interior and Local Government, Martin Dinyo, on the episode Global Economy and the Philippine Systemic Corruption. Dr. Navin will talk about the global economy in focus, and Undersecretary Martin Dinyo will talk about challenges in fighting corruption within a systemic structure. So please stay tuned with us. All right,
So,
Naz?
Miss Agnes, OFWs are indeed the country's modern heroes. The OFW remittances have steadily increased to over $25 billion in a year in the past several years. The money they sent home to their families goes directly to businesses, which effect corresponds to us an increasing in income in related sectors of the economy and thus multiply an effect. Hence, we see how valuable our economic heroes are for the good of our country, and thus we express our sentiments and expressions when they suffer while living and working abroad.
While we see our economic heroes as great contributors to our country, let us not forget that achieving successes in life are not measured to the amount of wealth one acquired. It is not the trophies people are collecting in their lives. Successful life means to be the meaning of success is to live a happy life and to make this world a better place for everyone.
And before we leave, we have a public announcement of a missing person. Before we say goodbye, of course, we would like to ask the general public to please help us disseminate any information on the missing person. His name is Sulaiman Baonto Haji Muhammad, a 43-year-old. Uli po siyang nakita sa noong February 19, 2021 sa bandang alas 11:30 ng umaga. At nagpaalam na magsamba nung Friday prayer, sala sa mga Muslim, sa May Sala Street, Ermita, Manila. Sakay ang kanyang Innova blackish red Mica with plate number BCN 1740, pero hanggang ngayon po hindi pa din siya nakikita. Nakasuot po siya ng yellow Lacoste polo shirt, Levi's long pants, and faded maong collar, and black sandals. For any information, you may reach us at thefilipinosworld@gmail.com about the whereabouts of Mr. Sulaiman.
The Filipinos World would like to thank Mr. Paul Markovich, our executive producer, the technical team, Engineer Jong Sandigo, and Engineer Ernie Banzon, the station manager, Ms. Jean Sorojijos, the social media team, Mount Mom, Kaagapay ako ng OFW, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Reggie Dandan, and Ms. Mai Garcia, and to all the supporters and followers of the Filipinos World. The Filipinos World program is brought to you by Trinity Holistic Wellbeing Incorporated.
We bring Filipinos closer to the world. we bring the world closer to the Filipinos and the Filipinos closer to each other.
This has been your ka-TFW Agnes together with Mr. Nazh-Far, Mariwa, Berganio, thanking everyone for watching here in the Filipinos World. Stay safe, everyone. Hi to Kagawad Martin Gadrinab and Miss Mary Ann Mercurio. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Naz, for being our guest co-host for today's episode. Thank you so much. Well done to you. Goodbye. Take care.